Hey guys, welcome to the 100x Crypto Academy Sunday webinar. We have these every Sunday, so yeah, we're excited. Um, been doing these for a while actually, so yeah, you know, for a long time actually, a lot of Sundays. But yeah, we turn up most of the time. We're here. Sometimes you know we miss a day or so, or we reschedule, but for the most of it, we're here. Um, for the last long time. Anyway, and we talk about crypto. Look, we do talk about other stuff as well. Sometimes weather and politics, and that's kind of like a bit boring sometimes. But for the most part, we try to talk about crypto. But to be honest, there hasn't been really a lot to talk about for the last sort of 12 months. But now things are heating up, so we're excited. So we're just going to do a round robin as usual. We'll just quickly touch base on everyone, and then we'll get into it. So I'm going to talk about a coin today that they're talking about. They're saying it's equivalent to Bitcoin. It's equivalent to getting into Bitcoin early. I don't know about that, but it certainly has some similarities. So you don't want to miss this one. Okay, so you want to stick around. So yeah, first of all, we'll go to Garth as we normally do. Hey Garth, what you been up to? What's how's your week been?
Hey mate, how you doing? Yeah, it's been pretty busy. Basically moving. I've been moving for a while, so yeah, like it's just a marathon race to be honest. So yeah, there's a lot involved moving, but it's literally within the next week we're moving. That's the final dates. We're moving from the location where we are now. So there's been a lot of stuff going on, and what else? Yeah, don't know what's been happening in the world of politics or anything like that. The weather's been ridiculously hot. We've had over 31 degrees. Fuel prices have been high again. And I can't remember because I missed last week. I had a few technical difficulties and couldn't make it. But the interest rates, I can't remember what I told you, but the interest rates went up again. This was at the beginning of like November. So they went high, but what's happening is it's only in the next few days they're actually being brought out by the banks because they start with the RBA first. They announced it was actually I think it was on Melbourne Cup Day, first Tuesday of the month, right? And so it happened to be on the Melbourne Cup. They announced it. It went up another, I think it was another quarter%. And but the banks didn't pass it on until I think in the next couple of days they're passing it on, and so they're just tightening the screws down. And it's interesting to see. I mean, there's still, like, it's interesting to see like how much money is being spent and how many people out there buying stuff. But if you talk to business owners and that, a lot of them say it's pretty quiet on compared to previously sort of thing. So and because people don't have the cash, and if you've got to make sure you got the cash for your mortgage or your rent, and if you don't have that, you're not going to be going buying stuff. Or if you are buying stuff, it's going to be on credit. So there's two things here. If we get the record sales, for Christmas this period now, November, Christmas, if we get massive sales in retail, it could be because of all the basically line of credit or credit cards and all that sort of spending. And people just what Christmas is like. People just go crazy. They buy stuff, presents, gifts, and all that sort of stuff, and they get into debt, and then it takes them 2, 3, 4 months to pay it off. And this is what happens, and it's part of the social thing that happens around this sort of part of the world. So yeah, that's what's been going on. But and also crypto has just been exploding. So there's lots to talk about with that. So very exciting. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm scared to get. I'm scared to put a foot back in Australia. All the bloody food prices, the fuel prices,
Yeah.
just the inflation must hit you like a ton of bricks, like punch you in the
Yeah.
face.
It's
It's like
every month, every week, every month, the prices keep going up. It's just hilarious, really. That's why you can laugh at it, really.
oh yeah, that's the thing. I would just laugh at it and go, "What? I'm paying $20 for a burger? Like that's that, living here and then going back to Australia. It's just it's to me, it's like the odd when we had the like a 15-inch monitor, back in the day, the
Yeah,
CRT ones,
yeah,
and then we
yeah,
went to like an LCD, and then we went to like a 23-inch, like the
yeah,
23-inch, 27-inch, even Apples are 27. There's no
yeah.
way you can go from like a 27-inch back to a 13-inch or 15-inch. It just doesn't happen. It just
Yeah.
won't happen. So that's like,
No.
it's like me here. I don't know. It's not for me. So another thing that it's not for is this next guy we got on the panels. It's Tommy from New York Bronx, but he's not in New York Bronx. He's actually in Thailand. So Tommy, what's been going on, man?
Well, not much. Well, correction. I'm actually from Manhattan. I'm from
Okay,
I'm from the ghetto part of Manhattan. So
okay.
if I want to sound like rich and I got it going on, yeah, I live in Manhattan. But I'm from the hood. That's it. I keep it real. But other than to touch on what Garth is saying, everything is just skyrocketing. Even in the States as well too. Like everything is just like going crazy. Now everybody is shopping, doing all the Christmas shopping. They get into debt. They buying stuff that they can't afford, and they paying with money that's not even theirs. They get into debt, and I noticed that every year is like the same strategy. It's like a cat and mouse game. It's like Christmas, they go out shopping and everything, and then January comes, they're broke. They're working like Garth said for the next 2-3 months to pay it off, and then you know what they're waiting on in the States? They're waiting on this thing called income tax. It's not an income tax because it's money that the government taxed already, and they're just giving you some of it back, as a tax return. So people wait for March to come get the income tax. Yeah, and then that's more money that they can spend, money that that was theirs to begin with. It's just that they just got it back, and they're just using that like, hey, I just got my tax return. I'm gonna buy more stuff. That's what it is, you know.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So that's why the cost of living is it's very appealing when you kind of move to a different location. If you've got some sort of income where you can work online, or you've got some sort of if you're a freelancer, or you're um, actually the guy around the corner from me. He's about 500 meters away. He's a programmer. So he does like programmer, dev sort of coding stuff. He's in his 60s, but he does all that. Works for a freelance for a company, does all that, does that from home, gets paid in US dollars, but he lives here. See, so if you can get that type of income where you're still can get paid in US dollars, but your location is somewhere cheaper in a country that has just lot cheaper to live. That's where you can sort of swing the pendulum a bit, given enough time. That's how you get ahead. So yeah, good to see you, Tommy. So anyway, in this live stream, we're just going to talk about. Look, I have got the 20 coin list, and you guys can get that in Discord. All right, and to we've got our own Discord group, and to get that, you can just you just need to be like a member, and membership starts like at $5. So $5 a month, it's chicken feed, and so this 20 coin list is. I'll put together this 20 coin list. That's all I did was I spent $1,000 and I got 20 altcoins that are not in the top 10, which you should be buying altcoins now, because altcoins are going to pump more than Bitcoin. That's why altcoins are so attractive, because they're lower cap, right? It's just that there's a lot of these altcoins. So the strategy is basically coming up to the bull run. I've bought some altcoins. I'm going to basically have this list of 20 altcoins that you can either look at yourself, or you can just use it as a guide, or you can just buy them yourself. But the whole point is to see how much money we can make from that list of 20 coins. And last time I looked, I mean, it's only been a couple of days, but last time I looked, it was 1,026 today. So it's going up. You know, it's going up a little bit. You can't really see that. I know because I've got the blur on there. So I'm up $26, okay, in that portfolio. But it just goes to show, well, as we're getting towards the, as we're starting to get this, see this movement in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin starts to, shoot over 40, 45K, 50K, you're going to see these altcoins absolutely rocket. They're going to explode. So anyway, one coin that I'm going to talk about today, which is, I think it's going to be really, really good long term. A lot of people are talking about this, and I'm going, not another bloody coin these YouTubers are all talking about. Whenever I see that, I don't like it because it's like a lot of hype to it. But this one really stacks up. Okay, so I did a bit more digging with this one, and I'm going to talk about it today. So let's just go and share my screen. Let's see. So this is the coin here, and people are saying, "Oh, it's the next. It's like buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was like at $1 or $2." I don't know about that, but the coin is called Casper. Okay, now there's two Caspers, but this is the proof of work one, and it's KAS. It's ranked 27. It's 14 cents right now. It's gone up 7.6% today. So it has started to moon, right? But don't worry, I think it's still got a long way to go. The market cap is 3 billion. So, once I think this is going to move into the top 10 within the next 6 months, 6 to 12 months. It actually doesn't have to really go that far to get in the top 10, to be honest. But I'll tell you why this one has a lot of interest. And we go to 180. So as you can see, obviously, if you would have been good to get this at 1 cent in May, but now it's gone up to 14 cents, but it's still early, okay? So this is it, Casper. There's rumors, and this is probably true. I had a look at the volume on this thing. So if we go on CoinGecko, and then we go here, and you scroll down. Oh, hang on a second. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, you can. So if you go here, and you look at, and then you come down here to click volume, Tether's first, Ethereum second, Bitcoin's third, so forth. Solana, right? You scroll down, and it's down in number 22. No, hang on. Where is it? Here. It's down here, and it's doing 127 or 124 million in volume, like in the last 24 hours. So we go and have a look at it. So this is really important because if we go into the markets, it's not on Binance. And you know what Binance is like? Once they start seeing the coin pump, they just automatically list it. They don't give a shit. They're just like, nah, don't worry about paying us. Just we'll list it. Because, Binance usually wants, I heard it was like 10 Bitcoin or something to get listed. I don't know whether that's true or not. But it's not on Binance. So once this thing gets on Binance, guess what? It's going to, go to the moon. So let's talk a little bit about it. I won't spend hours on this. I'll just talk briefly about the main points on why this is early. Okay, so this is early. This is it here where Casper.org. Casper is the fastest open source decentralized. Okay, that's what I like about it. Decentralized, and it's fully scalable, layer 1 in the world's first a block DAG. So it uses like not a blockchain but a block DAG. And digital ledger enabling parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation. So the confirmation is basically about a second. So with Bitcoin, confirmation is also within the seconds, but to get it finalized in the blockchain, it takes about 10 minutes with Bitcoin. With this, it takes about 10 seconds. So it's scalable. And this is top of this is kind of like where you can buy it. So this is it here at a glance, and you can actually see the visual. This is the actual live visual of the DAG here. This is it now. This is like real time, right? This is kind of like how it's all working, how the how it's given these confirmations. So yeah, it's definitely interesting how this is working. So you can, this is the algorithm, the fair launch. So it's like Bitcoin as well. Okay, it was a fair launch, no pre-mine, no coins allocated. It was just 2021. This thing launched, and that was it. The circulating supply is 21 billion. Now that's a lot, but the maximum supply is 28 billion. So you're probably thinking that's a lot, but it is. But I'll show you why, in a reason why those tokenomics are actually better than Bitcoin. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, so that's the wallets you can buy, and it's got a lot of technical stuff. Obviously, the transactions, the scalability. So they're saying that it's solved the what is it? Basically, scalability, security, and what was the last one? This is the Bitcoin trilemma. But yeah, anyway, this is the problem with blockchains, right? And they're saying that they've solved this with Casper, all right? But it's used as a proof of work algorithm, which is what Ethereum was on, and I think it's the best. But they're using a proof of work, so you can mine these things. You can mine Casper, and this is why it's very similar to Bitcoin, right? So here's the exchanges that's not on Binance. These are the swaps and so forth. So you can look into all this stuff in more depth. But this is the thing with Casper. Let's see. We go into the. This is basically the emissions, okay? So this is basically like, the schedule, how much gets minted per month. And we're basically in the third year, okay? So we're down here, we're in the 25th month, on the 11th of the 6th, 6th of 23 here. And if you look at this schedule, it goes out. Now, Bitcoin goes out to 2140, all right? This only goes out to 15 years. Everything is already mined by 2036. But if you look at, this is what's interesting about this. And when I saw this, I'm like, okay, now I get it. Now I know what the hype is about. See, what happens is every year, it's like every 12 months, if you look at it, but it's not like it goes from here, like the 8th of the 5th, 2023 to like the 4th of the 7th, 2024. That's like a 12-month spread. But every month, it mines less. But if you look at it at a full year, it basically halves every year. That's what it's doing. And then if you go here, if you do the sums here, like the third year, in the 5th of the 7th, 24, it's going to be mining 289,708,000, right? Don't forget too, because it's got more coins, right, per month. But then at the end of the month, it's only mining 150 million. See, so basically every month it's getting deflationary, less and less coins are getting mined, and every year it's like having a Bitcoin halving every year. Imagine if Bitcoin halved every year, dude. We'd be at like 100 grand by next month, or by 2024, because the Bitcoin halvings, right? So this is doing a halving every year. So this is really important, because even though there's a lot of coins, the coins are going to be done by 2036, and it's halving every year, which is crazy. And actually every month it's getting less. So this is kind of really interesting. But what's also interesting is the price of this thing's going up, obviously because of the hype, but because it's a proof of work coin, which I like. What's fueling it is the mining. So if we go to ASIC miner, these ones here, these Bitmain KS3s, this is the what do you call it? Casper Miner. Okay, currently it's making $261 a day, and it's only 14 cents. So obviously, a lot of these are going to come online, and the difficulty is going to go up because Bitmain is going to print these like anything. But if the price of this keeps on pushing up to, I think realistically, this can get to about, well, let's see now, it's at a 3 billion market cap. Yeah, I think realistically this can do a 5x. So yeah, do the sums on that. It can get in the top 10. So top 10, yeah, probably 11 or 12. So 9 billion, sort of 10 billion mark. It's 3 billion now. So yeah, 4x, 5x. I think this is realistically within the next 12 months. But don't forget too as well, like the longer you hold this thing, the more that it's going to get scarce. It's going to get scarce and scarce and scarce way like into the years. And then it's just going to stop printing everything by 2036, 2037 to be exact. So this is really going to be a major factor with the tokenomics wise. Plus, it's pumping like crazy at the moment, which is probably why maybe you should wait just to see if you can get in at a good time. But don't wait too much because, like I said, Binance, this is going to list on Binance. It's imminent. It's by default. The amount of transactions is doing. Binance, by not listing this, is losing out a lot of money. So they're going to list this. That's a given. When they're going to list it, we don't know. Could be listed next month, could be listed a couple of months, could be listed next week. And when it goes on Binance, because Binance is the biggest exchange in the world, it's going to pump. It's probably, it could pump over 20 cents. 20 cents, it just depends. So, this coin, a lot of hype, but, I think the hype's kind of justified simply because of the project that it is. And if you look at it long term, simply with being proof of work and tons of hype, which is going to help, although we don't really want to see it pump because of the hype. It's actually a pretty solid project. Actually, one of the owners that actually created Casper used to work on Bitcoin. He's one of the devs for Bitcoin. So, and they're saying now that, Casper, the devs like Satoshi and all this sort of shit. I doubt it. But so read more about, that's what I was trying to say, the Trimela. So read more about this stuff. It's really interesting, kind of like how this all works. And I like it because it's a proof of work. You can't sort of screw with it. And it's decentralized as well, unlike Ethereum, where not the majority owner is like a corporation. They can screw with Ethereum if they want. So check it out. I think this is still early days with this one. And you're looking at a 5x, which is easy money in my opinion. It could be there in 12 months or 18 months, but 5x, 500% on your money. I don't know about you guys, but there's not much around these days that can 500x your money. You could try gold, you could try real estate and stuff like that, but you ain't doing 500%, not in that short period of time. So I have bagged up on this. But yeah, again, do your own research. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. But I think it'll do well because of what it is. Pascal says hi. Hey, Pascal, how you going, mate? Hope you're well. Good to see you, brother. Just what are your thoughts? Does anyone want to comment on that at all?
I think we did talk about Casper a while ago. I can't remember when it was, but we have talked about it a while ago, and it was pretty cool. And I do remember when it came out because DAG, it had a completely different. I think they were the first using the DAG. Like if you go into the nitty gritty of it, like with Bitcoin, it's literally each block is on top of the next block. So you need the previous block, and then the next block happens, the next block, and form the chain. But with DAG, it was completely different. it's like essentially these nodes, and it connects out back to these nodes like shards.
Yeah.
So it's a little
Yeah.
bit different how it works, and it was pretty like it's out there. Like it's it's these different ways to implement stuff, but because it's a DAG, that's what makes it so fast. So it is very interesting, and it's fascinating, like where it is. You said like 27 in volume, and it's not even on Binance yet. And we know, like you said before, when it goes on Binance, it pumps, and yeah, it's going to pump for sure. So, yep, yeah, that's exactly right. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, I don't like the hype behind it because of people obviously making YouTube videos about it, and that's the kind of building the hype. And that's when I thought, no, I don't like this. But when I looked into it, I thought, okay, the hype's okay, but if there's something actually backing it, if it's actually a real project with like good technicals, the tokenomics are good, and what I like about it is because it's a DAG, so the speed's there, but it's also proof of work. You can't screw with that. Proof of work is like it's solid foundation that Bitcoin's on. It's decentralized, so there's no big corporation behind it. It's not like proof of stake where, hey, you know what? I've got the most money, so I'm going to buy as much Ethereum as I want, and because I've got $20 trillion, I'm just going to buy it all, and then I'll control Ethereum. This is how corporations run. This is how the government runs. It's bullshit. So I like it because it's decentralized. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be the next Bitcoin. I don't know about that, but there certainly has potential for this project because of the way what's behind it, what's driving it, and the technicals behind it. Obviously, it's the YouTube communities pumping it, and the crypto community is pumping it. But if you go down the road and say, "Hey, have you heard of Casper?" They're going to go, "What? Yeah, I used to watch that cartoon." No one's going to know about Casper. It's only the crypto community that knows about it. And that's where it's far off. But you go down the road, and then you ask someone about Bitcoin, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's a scam. I know about that," but they know what it is, right? They know. "Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard of Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a scam." So they have it. The thing is, they've heard about it. And that's the main thing. What are your thoughts on that one, Tommy? You got any thoughts on that one?
Well, like you were saying about the YouTubers, the influencers, they pumping it up and stuff. So it's giving me kind of like Solana vibes.
Yep.
The only difference with this is that Solana breaks down, every couple months it's breaking down. It's not decentralized. It's controlled by these big corporations. This right here, I like the concept. It's decentralized. It's run by proof of work. Nobody can mess with it. Like own a majority stake in it. It's run by miners and stuff. And I like the deflationary part that is having it every year.
Yeah.
For us, well, we have to wait every 4 years to do a big party for Bitcoin. We could do a party every year for Casper, So other than that, I regret not getting this back in May. My boy E82 told me about it.
You already knew about this.
Yeah, I was my mind was just like work, save money, travel, and I'll figure that out later. I was just working, and I wasn't focused. Now I'm focused. Now I don't have a job controlling me. Now I'm in control now. So that's that.
Awesome. Yeah, so like I said, pencil this one in. I'm not saying go out and bag up on this. I mean, you can if you want, but I would just say for you guys that have never heard of this one, that might be watching this later on, just look into it because I think it's going to keep on pumping because the community's kind of pumping it. There was one thing I wanted to share, which is big news actually, and it's probably something more your end of the stick, Tommy. Tether. Okay, so what Tether have done? Tether is USDT, and they're actually going to build they're going into Bitcoin mining. They've got 3 locations planned, They're going to spend 500 million on Bitcoin mining. So they're going to go into a big way. Compared to other, I mean, that's going to buy a lot of miners. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. That's going to buy a lot of miners. So yeah, they're going to go into a big way. So if we just go to ASIC miner value, yeah, that they can really shake it up. You know, if they look at the Bitmain, this one here, S21 hybrid, that's only a couple of G's. Okay, it's not a couple of G's, it's $5,000. But, you know, they're pouring 500 million into it. So they were about to get a few miners. I mean, Hut's got 116,000 Bitmain machines, but mind you, a lot of their machines will be old. You know, these are the latest and greatest things, 235 terahash, and they're making $11.89 a day, right? However, what Tether are going to do is they have announced that they're going to partner with and they're going to build one of their facilities down in El Salvador. And the reason being is they've got that geothermal volcano power down there, right? And this is kind of like the whole thing with El Salvador in 2021. They were talking about Bitcoin City. And when the new president, he was, that was like one of his things that he used to get it to become the president. You know, he wanted to change the country for the better. So, but lately, since then, 2021, they have got a Bitcoin mining container down there, but not a lot has been happening in the sense of anything else. But now with this, hopefully they can expand and really ramp up the Bitcoin mining down in El Salvador. And I think that once you know, like Tether comes along with, you know, whatever, how many hundreds of millions they're going to buy with the machines, and they're setting up shop, maybe more players can come down and start, because the energy is going to be cheap as chips. It's going to be chicken feed. And then once, hopefully, we can, you know, they can start to build this infrastructure out and build that, be the thing for Bitcoin mining. Well, that's what they wanted. More companies will pour in, start use that cheap energy for Bitcoin mining, and then they can build this Bitcoin city. And this is kind of the whole Bitcoin thing with Bitcoin City. So hopefully that can move in the right direction, because obviously it's you know, it's had delays and stuff and red tape, and as you can see. But you know, these things only happen when the money's there to build these things. You know, all this stuff costs money. So that's good news with Tether and El Salvador. So yeah, any thoughts on that one, Garth?
I think it's going to do well. Like the fact that they're putting $500 million in it. Look, anyone that throws money at stuff, that's the key, right? Before, and this is like real investors. So if they're going to spend 500 million, it's a done deal. So I wouldn't be surprised if those prices, those miners are going to go up pretty quick. And once like this news is out, so it's like anything. Once people know that there's money going to be spent on something, and there's going to be a lot of mining activity, they know there's something good going to happen. So yeah, no one just spends $500 million if they think it's going to happen. They know something's going to happen, and they make it happen. So yeah, definitely go on that one.
Yeah, good step in the direction there for Bitcoin and El Salvador. And Bitmain's going to be selling a shitload of machines. I mean, everyone buys them off Bitmain, so they're just going to get richer. Any thoughts on that one, Tommy? Because you're going to trek, make your way down that neck of the woods at some point, weren't you? You were saying?
Yeah, maybe if the timing's right, I might be down there for the halving party if things work out. Yeah, but
so that's soon, eh?
Yeah, I'm trying to try to plan, depending on the special occasions and stuff like that. Um, but I'm definitely, looking forward to check it out. I just want to see, because we see it on the news, the media about how dangerous it is, and we see actual YouTubers just like myself and you, Garth, going over there vlogging, and it's like, okay, the media saying one thing, and there's actual, regular average Joes going there and say, look, this is how it is over there. So I want to go for myself and see how it is, for myself. But to touch on the mining thing, I'm not a big fan of the people behind it. Tether, they have a shady history. I'm not a big fan of Bitmain. They have a shady history too. But
Yeah.
this seems like it's going in the right direction. They're doing something good for the Bitcoin community, even though they're gonna fatten their pockets. And like 500 million, it is a lot of money, but these guys, Tether, they probably have like billions and billions upon billions. So that's probably like you said, that's chicken feed for them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Hopefully, they can actually, clean up their reputation a little bit. I mean, all they got to do is just keep on printing it. I mean, who really knows if it's real or not? But if they need another 500 million, there's, guess what, guys? We just got another 500 million in Tether. It's no big deal. Who's going to question it? But that's kind of like their the way they roll. But anyway, that's good. Good to actually. I was watching the documentary on that, and one of the guys down there was using used oil, like they used, when you fry shit up, like like fish and chip shop, whatever. So that he was getting the vegetable oil, he was refining it, cleaning it, and then he was putting it into his gas machine. Was it no generator? He was firing up his generator, and I think he was running like one S17. I could just see it. I think it was like one S17, and he was making $1, $2 a day from that machine. But he said, "Hey, you know what? It's free, and technically it is free because he got the oil free, and then he put it in the machine. Then the gas was, the energy was free. I mean, he wasn't making a lot, and I don't think you can scale that. But so then he gets his dollar or whatever it was from that payout, and he goes down the road and he gets this coffee, and he's like, "You pay for Bitcoin?" And like, "Yeah, okay." So he pays for it with Litecoin, not Lightning, Bitcoin Lightning wallet. Pays it. It was actually wallet of Satoshi he was using because it was on the screen. I'm like, I got one of those wallets. And then he pays for the coffee, and then he's drinking and goes, "See this? This coffee was paid with Bitcoin." So I thought it was pretty cool. And he was right. But
yeah, it's cool, but the only thing I don't like about that, the amount of pollution that it was creating, though. I'm not a big fan of that, And another thing that El Salvador's getting into is the hydro energy that they're doing. They're not talking about they're gonna mine Bitcoin, but eventually, they're gonna do it behind closed doors. They're gonna work on it. So that's another thing.
yeah, they've got a lot of potential down there. They just, obviously red tape. They need the money. But these sort of things, they take time, and even with developing nations, we're talking like hundreds of years, if not generations, to get to like the standard of living that we have. So hopefully in the next sort of 10 or 20 years, there'll be full scale mine of Bitcoin, because by then, I mean, it's going to be worth a lot of money. All right, so I might go to Garth because you wanted to mention a couple of things. So I'll pass it over to you.
For sure. All righty, let me just share my screen. Just give me a second. Here we go. Nearly there. All right, should be able to share it now. You should be able to see it. Okay, so always looking at what investors are spending their money on and what they're investing in. So on DeFi Llama, you can check this out. I do talk about this often. If we have a look at what's happening in November, like this is crazy. We just scroll back a little bit. This list that I'm just scrolling through right now is the money that's been invested by traditional markets. Look here, since like 1st of November, like look at this list. Like first, it's just this last month. Every day, there's like 2 or 3, and they're getting big amounts of money, like 20 mil. 5 mil, 25 mil. So there's lots of money flowing in. Obviously, not as much as what has been in the past, but I remember there was not this amount of money coming in. So I actually think that this is quite a bit, and it'll be interesting to see what it adds up to at the end of the month. But see, all these projects here, there's a lot of money flowing in. Now, I went through a few of them, and just to see which ones could be, like potential, just ones that I looked at here. And one of them I looked at was Union Labs. They got 4 million they've raised for their seed cross-chain bridge based on zero knowledge proofs. Now, bridges make money when they bridge between like different networks, right? Because we've seen that with other protocols that do bridges. Obviously, there's bridges that can be hacked, but then there's different type of bridges which they make money from transaction fees. So if you go check out Union, this is Union_build on Twitter. Infrastructure for the next century. Union is a hyper efficiency, zero knowledge, interoperability layer that connects chains, app chains, layer 1s, layer 2 networks. Now, just to recap on zero knowledge, I'll just read this because some people might have forgotten. So zero knowledge proofs are cryptographic protocols enable one party, known as the prover, to prove another party, the verifier, that the particular claim is true without revealing any additional information apart from the fact that the statement is true. So this was introduced in 1985, and then you would have heard, ZK proofs, proof of knowledge, and these types of things. So they've introduced this in blockchain. We've seen it under ZK Snarks, and there's lots of different zero knowledge blockchains already exist. But what they're doing is they're using this layer and they're connecting layer 1s, layer 2s, and also other app chains together. And they got 4 mil to make this happen. So this will be interesting when it comes out, because I would say by the time, they'll have their own token at some stage. Once they get these networks up and running and the bridges, they'll then release a token, because we've seen this before. It might be another year or two, I don't know. But when they do it, they might even have an airdrop for Union. So that'd be something to check out. Make sure you explore the docs, have a look at I haven't looked too far into it yet to see all the different information about it. But this was one that just appealed to me in the list. There was a lot of money. Like some of these ones, I mean, a Web3 social platform, I really don't see that taking off, even though Binance Labs, put some money into it. I'm not really big on social platforms. They're very hard to pull off. Same with games. So there's a lot of, if you go through here, you'll see there'll be a lot of stuff that may or may not happen. But you only look back in the past and you look at some of the projects that consistently, make money from transactions or providing some service. And that's how I sort of look at these things. So, you don't want to sort of bank on some of these unproven categories, I suppose. I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be only going with the ones that have proven in the past, and they've got the money to make these projects happen. So yeah, check out Union and let me know what you think.
Yeah, I think you're right about the social aspect. There's been a lot of projects that have tried to pull this off, and maybe it's too early. I don't know, but every social project that I've seen has never, ever, ever succeeded. So I'm thinking that's why I'm not big on them. And there's been a couple that have popped up lately. People were talking about. There was one lately that everyone was talking about. I can't remember the name. They're like, "Oh, this is going to be the next thing since sliced bread." I know that we
that was
did
the
talk
one
about
that we talked about where they had some sort of worth, wasn't it? They had some value attached to them. I don't think it was Decentralized Social. It was like that one's been around for a while, but there was one just recently that you talked about.
Oh,
That was
Bitcoin
another
City and
social
all that.
thing.
Bitcoin
Yeah,
City
it was-
and
Yeah, it could have been
that
that
was that was just
like influencers value sort of thing.
you mean XCAD? Maybe it was XCAD.
Could have been,
Um,
yeah. I thought it was a new project though, not an old one.
Oh, okay.
But
I
the
can't
same sort of
remember.
thing.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. It's they haven't really taken off. Because I don't know, it's very difficult to create something like a Facebook or Instagram or TikTok.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get some social thing going. I mean, even look at Twitter. Twitter's doing now, or X, I should say. X is basically doing it. They've got all the things already there. People are earning money from subscriptions and stuff. It's already there. They've already built the infrastructure. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't spend a great deal of time on Twitter. But it's, I don't know. It's kind of like hit and miss. Facebook tried to do it with LibreCoin. That didn't go off. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really big on these social things. Maybe there might be one that's come out and it just goes off and everyone's sharing and making money and tweeting and liking, all this sort of stuff. So, who knows? I'm yet to see it happen. But, yeah, we talked about that Deso one a while ago. Still doing okay as a project. Can't remember what I was going to say. So yeah, I would just kind of like stay away from the old social platforms because we've got enough of them. Okay, so the 20 list that I was talking about, the reason why I created that was because I wanted to show people that you don't need a lot of money to get into crypto. Now that the bull run's happening, the fact that you actually either going to watch this or you actually know about, kind of like where it is now, because we're building up to this bull run. I don't know if it's around the corner. People are saying that it's already started. I don't know. But Ian Blina's looking at his data with the bull runs, and he said that the bull runs, every bull run increases by 25%. So technically, we should have a bull run in 2025. That's what he said, which is a fair ways off. So, Crypto Bant is like, the new pinup boy for Solana. He's like, the bull run started, And here's the thing, don't get too carried away with these YouTubers. Like, just because they've got millions of subscribers or they're getting to 1 million subscribers, people take their word as gospel. And there's like, oh no, if he said it's a crypto bull run started, then it started. He doesn't. Here's the thing, guys, that no one knows. It's just, their interpretation of what they think, and they can look at data and stuff as well, but no one really knows. So, yeah, just take everything with a grain of salt, especially YouTubers. And I'm a YouTuber myself. Don't listen to just one YouTuber. Listen to multiple YouTubers, and then make your own decisions. Don't just follow one blindly. That's called a cult. And you start to idolize these guys, and next thing you know, you're kissing their feet, buying all their shit, and they're leading you down the path of no return. So anyway, so the point of the 20 coin thing is, sorry, yeah,
I just wanted to touch on that, on the bull run. I think the bull run, it starts whenever BlackRock and these big what do you call those banks or hedge funds or money managers, once BlackRock and these companies they get in, I think that's formal for everybody right there. So just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, that could be the spark of it. If they're going to bring in, BlackRock's got 9 trillion, and that's just BlackRock. Not to mention the other guys. There's tons of other ones that are smaller than BlackRock, but you're looking at smaller ones, but there's hundreds of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we could see a massive start of a massive bull run. And I think, it would take something like that. Yep.
I'm actually hearing that they're not gonna just gonna let one like accept one at a time. I heard they're gonna do like multiple ETFs with different companies. So it doesn't seem like, oh, the BlackRock got it first, Fidelity got it in Grayscale. I heard they're gonna do multiple. That's gonna go bananas. Yeah.
It is gonna explode then. Bitcoin could just explode because they're all going to be buying Bitcoin at some point because it's the most stable. It's the most. It's number one. It's the most. It's like gold. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, that could be the trigger. Yeah, that could be the trigger. So yeah, that'll be good. I think once the spot ETFs are approved, I think it's just a matter of time. They've got to go and buy Bitcoin. That's what a spot ETF is. They've got to hold it. They need a custodian to hold it. And once they start pouring billions, if not trillions, it's going to be happy days. It's going to be like crazy. It's going to be like, oh, man. So anyway, so yeah, obviously the end game is Bitcoin. But if you want to get into the altcoins now, people like getting into altcoins is because they're lower cap and you can, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x very fast, and then sell them DCA back into Bitcoin. So that's why the altcoins are very attractive because you can get a 10x out of them, 5x very, very fast. You're not going to get that out of Bitcoin simply because the market cap is just way too big, okay? It's like a 50% dominance, BTC dominance, last time I checked, 49.6%. So that's why we get into the low cap ones. And the point of the 20 list is because I picked 20 coins that I've seen over a period of time, which, just dead set no-brainer. They're just going to go ballistic, as we saw in 2017 and we saw in 2021. Just coins that are just like half decent, they're just going to moon anyway because of everything goes up. So it's really just a no-brainer. It's just like, you know what, buy these coins that are solid, and then they're going to go up in value, and your portfolio should go up in value. But because they're getting altcoins, they're going to do the ROI on them is going to be way big, as if you went to something like a big Bitcoin or Ethereum. So the 20 list, I will post it into Discord, our Discord, and we've got a free chat and we've got a paid section. So the paid starts at like $5 a month, which is chicken feed. It's like a cup of coffee for you guys. And then the top one is Ethereum, which is like only like 18 something, less than $19 a month. Or you can get it for like $16 a month if you do the annual, But then you'll get all, the information that we talk about, plus you'll get the list. If you join at the $5 level, which is the Solana level, you'll get the list. Because I've already showed it. I've already posted it in the Discord in the Solana level, which is $5 a month. It's a cup of coffee. You'll see what I bought, and that might interest you because I already gave one away. It's Casper, but that list, none of them are in the top 10 because like the top 10 is like a gimme, right? It's like, okay, you should have Bitcoin, you should have Ethereum, you should have BNB. Okay, top 10 is like coins that you should have. So, and they're too big. You're not going to 5x them. Solana, you should have, right? So those coins, the criteria for the 20 list coins, I've tried to make it, okay, these coins should 5x. That's the criteria. The coins in that list, these should minimum 5x. And maybe some of them will do better, some of them might do less. But if you look at the average, because you got 20 coins there, it should, 5x. So that's kind of like where we're at with that one, because a lot of people are asking me about that one as well. So we will put the you can check it out. It's at actually I'll put it on the screen if you guys are interested. Patreon.com/100x Crypto Academy. just go to that. You can type that in, HunterX Crypto Academy, and you can check it out. Or you can just join the free Discord, but it's just basically free. To be honest, there's not a lot that happens in that because it's free. I mean, you can still join it if you want. But here's the thing: you can get these webinars for free every Sunday. Garth and I, and obviously Tommy's in today. You can watch us as well. But obviously, if you're really keen on it, then join our Patreon. So yeah, that's it, guys. Pretty much. Unless you want to share anything else, yeah.
The only other thing that was non-crypto related was if you follow along with Elon Musk and the starships and stuff like that, they actually had their launch yesterday of the latest, basically the largest starship ever built. They successfully launched yesterday, so that was pretty amazing. And if you only have to go on Twitter and have a look at the launch of that. But it is a huge rocket. And another side note is Starlink, right? Literally, they are launching satellites, I think, either every day or every second day. They're putting 20 to 30 satellites into orbit. It's unbelievable. It's like a production for satellites, right? And launching them into space. And I saw something recently that basically they have got more satellites, right? Like, the satellites up there, I think the number was huge. It was over 3,000 satellites, but they've got more satellites combined than any other, company or government out there. Like, that's how the quantity of satellites that they have. And also they're bringing out these stories about they're bringing out a cell phone. So it's highly likely that, in the next 12 months, there'll be a new cell phone, which will be like a satellite phone, probably have Twitter on it as well, probably run blockchain, pay with crypto. It's pretty wild. And you don't, like, your government can't, or doesn't really do much about it. They can't do much about it if you got Starlink. You're paying Starlink, and imagine if you could actually pay on the blockchain, which who knows, you might be able to in 12 months. Imagine that, paying Bitcoin to get access to maybe a Starlink phone and be able to communicate anywhere on the planet, and not even have the government do anything about it. It's funny.
Yeah, that Starlink is crazy technology. I saw this thing on it that the transaction speed from, say, London to New York, Starlink is beamed to the Earth, to space, and then it can transmit in like half the time. That's how fast it is. That, if you're like a trader and you need to get, you're trading and you're in milliseconds, you can actually do faster with Starlink going up, boom, boom, boom. Then,
yep, with
underneath.
land-based. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's the technology's there. It's crazy.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah, exciting stuff. What about yourself, Tommy? Any sort of last remarks or anything?
Well,
Final words?
touch on what Garth said, with the Starship launching successfully, I think that's a sign that we are going to the moon right there. We just gotta be patient, stay focused, disciplined, keep stacking, whatever it is you're stacking, stack it now, because, the next 12 months from now, you're gonna be like me, that missed out on a lot of coins that I didn't get, and you're gonna be like, damn, I could have got it, could have got it at this price, but I waited and stuff. So, but guys, do your research. There's a lot of coins popping out everywhere. There's a lot of coins popping up like mushrooms. A lot of YouTuber influencers, and you don't want to get caught up in a pump and dump. So definitely do your DD, and let's go to the moon.
Absolutely, Tommy. I like looking at Michael Saylor's tweets. Now, obviously, he's right. You know, got this AI down. He's getting these tweets done by some sort of Mid-Journey or something. But his tweets are really good. He had the Bitcoin train not long ago, so I had to repost that. But this one here, I like this one too. This is like Formula One, right? And then it's got like all the guys are behind him, and like he's number one. He's got like the Bitcoin emblem or logo on the front of his car, right? I like that.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
yeah, I like his tweets, man. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so we're excited. We should be excited. Everyone should be excited because you're going to make money with this. And here's the thing: you're not buying into any sort of program. You know, hey, sign up to my link. You know, here's my link. You know, this is the stuff that we share is purely educational. You know, it's not any financial advice. It's just, you know, hey, this is what we're doing. These are the kinds that has potential. But you're not signing up to my upline or my downline. You know, I'm not going to get a referral commission because you're buying Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Hey, you buy it. Obviously, there's going to be some kickback. You're going to be like the 2 millionth person that's going to have some Bitcoin. But directly, that's not going to benefit me. It's not going to benefit Garth. It's not going to benefit Tommy in any way. You're just going to be part of the rest of us that hold Bitcoin. And hopefully, you know, in the next sort of 5 to 10 years, you're going to be happy that you did. I see it long term. You know, I see Bitcoin sort of 10 years time. You know, like, here's my Bitcoin. Here's what it's done. Maybe I might just scrape a bit off the top, go buy a Lambo. No, there's no way I would ever buy a Lambo. If you guys know the depreciating value of a Lambo is like 20%, 30% immediately. Even then, I think in 10 years' time, do you think Lambos are going to be petrol? No, they're going to be like electric. So, you know, definitely not for me, but people will do it. But yeah, get excited because you're going to make money with these altcoins. If you're an OG like us, we saw it happen. Like, you remember 2017 or 2021, everything mooned. Even these coins that were just like, what the hell's going on? They all went up. So all you had to do was just buy some, you know, and then by default, they were just going to go up. So, you know, top 100 first page, second page, third page are all going to go up. But, you know, the ones you want are the ones that are like the obviously the lower cap gems. The smaller the market cap, the more it can pump. It's a good project. It can pump even harder, and that's when you get your 20x, 50x, 100x. That's obviously the goal, but it doesn't always happen. So, but the main thing is to keep stacking your Bitcoin, just like I've been doing, and Garth, and also Tommy too. You're leading by example here, Tommy. People should be listen to what you're saying, because you've been stacking Bitcoin for how long? For forever, as long as I've known you, and now you actually left your job. Obviously, you know, not full time, but you might go back to your job. But what I'm saying is, you've now taken the next step, and you're traveling a bit of the world. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely. You just, it's all about discipline. Like, it's kind of like I have it on auto, so every day it buys it automatically. It's like you just set it and forget it, you know. And then with the, with the small caps, with the altcoins, you have to, you know, look into those, do your research, and then go on exchanges on that. But with Bitcoin, I don't even think about it. It's just there, and it's doing what it's doing, you know. Set it and forget it, you know. But definitely one thing I want to touch on is, when, not if, when this bull run happens, definitely take profit. A wise man once told me, I never met anybody that lost money by taking profits. Definitely take profits, because 2017, 2020, it's a lot of mistakes, valuable lessons there. So I'm definitely going to be, taking some profits come this bull run.
yeah, that's it. And I think everyone should be taking a leaf out of your book too, Tommy, because you're disciplined about Bitcoin. You buy it when you can, and you see it long term. The potential of it. You can dollar cost average into Solana. Okay, there's a lot of hype with Solana. Obviously, they're bringing out this Fire. I think it's called Fire Starter. I think Thunder Starter or something. Anyway, so they're rebuilding their blockchain because they had a lot of issues. Okay, the thing was breaking down constantly, and I was kind of like, you know what the hell's going on with Solana? They keep on having issues. Apparently, they say that they're building this thing ground up now with this new their whole system, and they've said that now they can reach speeds of 1 million transactions per second. Now, whether it's all hype or not, I don't know. But the thing is, I think Solana's going to make some big moves in the next couple of years. I remember it was when I was buying this thing at 2 cents, you know. So I made a mistake of selling it too early, but look, it is what it is. I still make good gains on it, but yeah, if I would have held, but who knows? You just don't know what are these, where these things are going to go. So if you go to Jupiter.ag, this is like a Solana, what do you call it, aggregator. You can do swaps on it. It's got a bridge, limit orders and swaps like Pancake Swap or Uniswap. But it's got another feature here. It's got perpetuals as well, but I don't mess with that. It's got a little feature here in the middle here, and it's called DCA. So you can DCA into Solana. All you need to do is just get some USDC in Solana, and you can just set it up, and then you're good to go, and it'll just buy Solana automatically for you at a preset time. So you can say like, every day, every 1 day, or every 5 days or whatever. You can just set it all up, click a button, place the order, and then every day, every 5 days, every 7 days, it'll buy Solana for you. And it's just set and forget. Also, another thing for Jupiter.org ag, rumors is that they're going to have a airdrop or a coin. I don't know if that's solid, but do some more research and Google it, because you know how these airdrops go. If you're an early adopter, they start releasing coins, as we saw with Blur was another one. They're coming up with the second airdrop or the third airdrop. I don't know how many airdrops they've had. People made tons of money with Blur, which is like an OpenSea copy. That thing just went off. People made squillions with that. Obviously, we saw with Uniswap. Okay, I was lucky enough to get the Uniswap one, but there's been tons of airdrops in the meantime, which I haven't been able to get. There's Optimism. The people got a couple thousand on Optimism. You just see all the tweets go out, right? As soon as a new like layer 1 comes out, right, and the airdrop happens, you start seeing all these tweets. Hey, you know what? Hey, and some of them are getting like crazy amounts of money, like from 5 to 10 grand to a couple of 100,000 from just airdrops. It's absolutely crazy. So this is a way to, and we've got this in the Discord as well, to get into the airdrops, because it's basically free money. You just need to find out what's coming up, and then just interact with whatever they want. It might be the beta, or you might have to just kind of like go in there. If they've got like a working beta up, you might have to stake or use their swap, or use some provide some liquidity, or basically do something, and then you could be eligible for an airdrop. But what normally happens is you do it, and then you probably got to sit. You got to wait for like 6 months before you do it, before like anything kind of happens. But sometimes you can get lucky, and you can get like massive airdrops. Some of them are life changing. I saw a guy the other day. He made like 120,000 last year from just airdrops. And I was like, that's crazy. So it is a real thing if the projects are genuine. And also what Garth touched on is the DeFi Llama, right? So what Garth did with the DeFi Llama was he was looking at the funding, right? who's funding him. That's why he does it. So then you can then go back. You can see the projects getting funded by XYZ. You know that these guys are big players. They're throwing money into it. Binance Labs is coming into it. So you go, okay, so this project's like got tons of money. And then if they're like an exchange or some sort of perpetual, some sort of, exchange or anything like that, layer 1 or layer 2, which is what I talked about before, with that project, at some point they're going to have like an airdrop, right? Or a token, because an airdrop is a way of getting the community to interact. They might just say, hey, we've got 500,000 users. It's not real, but then they could just then sell it. They could flip that property. There's all different ways they do to raise the reason why they do airdrops. But that's why they do them, to get people involved in that thing. So airdrops are massive if you can get into the right ones. So anyway, all this stuff, again, we just share it all in the Discord. Get in there and have a bit of a squiz. Cup of coffee, chicken feed. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. And good to see you again, Garth, and also Tommy. Catch up with you actually pretty soon, to be honest, very soon. And we'll see you guys next week if not. All right, guys. So have a good one. Catch you guys then.
See you guys.
See
Bye.
ya. Peace.